Very much, Acting Speaker, and I too rise to speak on the Justice Law Amendment, Integrity, Defamation and Other Matters Bill 2024. And can I, from the outset, thank the member for Malvern for his comprehensive speech this morning on this piece of legislation. His huge amount of work over the past couple of weeks diving into the detail, not only of this, but of other legislation before the House this week. This is a bill, the comprehensive bill, that covers a range of changes to justice legislation, including the collection of crime statistics, the use of electronic signatures in criminal proceedings, the use of digitally recorded evidence in chief and family violence proceedings, defamation changes in relation to reporting offences, defamation changes in relation to defences available to internet platforms, amending the powers of the Public Interest Monitor, and a range of other minor amendments to integrity agencies. Can I start, Acting Speaker, on the changes to the minor and technical changes that are made to crime statistics, and particularly the permitting greater access to court data for the Chief Statistician. Improving the Chief Statistician's capacity to analyse how individuals interact with the justice system will help us make more informed decisions on future justice reform opportunities. And these reforms are badly needed because the justice system here in Victoria is failing to keep Victorians safe. And it's timely that we are debating this bill today, where we see the latest crime statistics for Victoria released this morning for the year ending March 2024. I would have thought maybe the Manager of Government Business might have wanted to schedule this debate for yesterday, before these crime statistics were released this morning, because what we can see in the statistics that were released today is that crime in Victoria is up again. It has increased by 10% over the year ending March 2024. And at the same time, we are seeing crime rates increasing in Victoria. We, of course, are seeing police numbers down, with nearly 1,000 vacancies across the state. And as the member for Malvern spoke about, the lack of police resources, the vacancies when it comes to cops on the beat, mean that police stations are having to close. They're having to reduce their hours, and Victorians are not feeling safe here in Victoria, in their homes, in the streets or in their businesses. And when we look into the statistics this morning, and we're just diving into the detail now, but what is clear is that youth crime is once again rising, with a 20.1% increase this morning. That is a huge increase year on year on top of the overall 10% increase. And in the city of Boroondara, where the electorate of Kew falls, Acting Speaker, we've seen a 6.9% increase in crime across the board. Now, if we look at the data from the previous release, the year ending December 2023, the statistics are incredibly concerning for my local community. 69% increase in aggravated burglary, 54% increase in motor vehicle theft, and a 58% increase in retail theft year on year. And I don't go a day where I don't hear from a local resident or a local business owner that is concerned about their own safety, or in the case of small businesses, about theft attempts and people coming into their premises and into their places of work and attempting to commit a crime. Aggravated burglaries in particular are keeping local residents up at night. People are breaking into their homes while they are trying to sleep and they do not feel safe. We have situations where children are scared to be home, they do not feel safe in their own homes, and their parents come to me and say that the terror of having your home broken into at night, in the case of an aggravated burglary, is something that stays with you forever. Now, there are many wonderful things about our local community, and I'm sure we're the top of the leaderboard in many different cases, but one issue that I'm not proud to be on top of, or at the top of the leaderboard, is in relation to aggravated burglaries. 83 offences in the year to December 2023 in Balwyn and Balwyn North places those suburbs 5th on the aggravated burglary leaderboard in this state. People in Balwyn North and, of course, in Kew and Montauban and Canterbury are very, very concerned that there is being nothing done by this government to reduce the rate of aggravated burglary, and in many cases this is related to youth crime. And can I also point to the increase of retail theft and aggravated theft on small businesses. And just a couple of months ago, a local IGA in Willsmere Village in Kew was robbed by a group of young people wielding an axe and knives. Acting Speaker, the footage of this robbery is chilling. To see someone come into the village with an axe, hold that axe to the shop attendant's throat while the other 3 offenders rob the store is simply shocking to see, and something that left that shop attendant absolutely fearful for his life. And this is not the first time that it has occurred to that local small business owner. Danny Kashyap, who actually also owns an IGA in the Mem for Malvern's electorate, his Malvern, or his Armidale IGA, was also robbed at the same time. And Danny has been very, very clear, and and I quote, he says, "I feel very, very let down by the government, because this is not an issue that is being addressed by this government." And I heard before the member for Albert Park say that community safety is doing, it's what's right to do. Well, I would say it's actually a core responsibility of government to ensure that we have the resources, that our criminal justice system is working, to ensure that we're seeing our crime statistics decrease rather than increase over the past 12 months. And whether you look across the board, whether it's car theft, car break-ins, and we heard just last week the members for Sandringham had a local community safety forum where it was advised to leave your keys on the front bench, put an air tag in your car. This is simply not acceptable in the state of Victoria. Can I take a moment to thank, though, the local neighbourhood watch groups in my area, Burundara Neighbourhood Watch, run by Susan Dunlop and George Offord, who do an enormous amount of work not only to shine a light on the local crime issues in our area, but to make sure the community is well aware of the steps they can take to help keep themselves safe. And on that note, can I also thank our local Burundara Police, led by Inspector Sandy McIver. They do an incredible job under Inspector McIver's leadership to respond to crime in our area. Victoria Police are doing their job, but they are under-resourced. And time again, right across the board here in this state, they will say to us that they are able to catch offenders, but by the time that they finish their shift on the morning, they are out on bail. And we know in March this year, the Allen government weakened bail laws in this state, abolishing the offences of breaching bail conditions and committing an indictable offence whilst on bail. This has resulted in what we are seeing today in the crime statistics, in the increase, in particular when it comes to youth crime. We're seeing more and more offenders commit crimes, released on bail, and committing those crimes time and time again, terrifying our local communities and ensuring that Victorians do not feel safe at night. We are also seeing that the Labor Party intends to raise the age of criminal responsibility from 10 to 12 this year, further weakening laws to tackle youth offending. And this is at a time when we know that the current system is not working, it is not keeping Victorians safe, and we need to make sure that at the very core of what we're doing as elected representatives here in the Parliament is putting community safety first and foremost. It's a non-negotiable for government to prioritise the community safety of Victorians and of our local communities. And what we've seen today is an increase in crime rates right across the board, a 10% increase here in Victoria. We're seeing 1,000 vacancies when it comes to Victoria Police, and unfortunately Victorians do not feel safe in this state.